Hello again, so this is part 2. So here we have the number 8, it being the 8th of the 8th, the 8-8 portal, the Lionsgate portal. And this is the number 8 on its side, and it is known as the symbol of infinity. So here's another of my inspirational paintings. And actually I used, it's a finger painting. All of the paint is put on, bar the symbol of the infinity, with my fingers, so the fingerprints. So my fingerprint is on this piece. So to infinity and beyond, as we say. So it is also known as a lemniscate. I should put the word underneath the video. So a lemniscate is a ribbon. And sometimes you see those lovely Chinese ladies with a long ribbon on a stick, and they dance with it and they swirl it around and it makes exquisite patterns. So right in the centre, some people might say this is from the two Ronnies. I don't care. But right in the centre here is known as the 0 point of the energies. So there's no beginning, there's no end. The energy just continues. So 0 is not nothing. 0 is very important. 0 is a number, and it is to do with our soul connection, our divine connection, our sense of self, where we came from. So as this energy is moving, this symbol of infinity, this lemniscate, it's not still. It doesn't just sit there hanging. It is movement the whole time. So you can see the sweep of the brush as it moves around through the 0 point field. Just this beautiful swirling energy that brings us to a point of manifestation. Because we are infinite beings. And so then, another of the paintings that showed up with a feline effect was this one. So I feel I am not 100% human. Well, I know I'm not. And that part of my DNA is feline. And that I come, or part of me comes from, one strand of my DNA, and they say we have 22, is from Lyra. And Lyra is the constellation where the cat beings come from. Again, I had no idea what was going to show up on the canvas when I put this paint on. But this beautiful face appeared, and the trees, and the waterfall, and the robin. Now the robin is significant because this figure here said he was Oberon. Now, if any of you know your Shakespeare, Oberon is from A Midsummer Night's Dream, and he's a king of the Faeries. And he had a little helper who was known as Robin Goodfellow, who was a little fairy. And he would do Oberon's bidding. He was also known as Puck, P-U-C-K, and he was a little bit mischievous, but he would always do Oberon's bidding. Now, Oberon was married to a lady called Titania. So here's Titania, again, a feline face, and I didn't paint them together, they showed up separately on 2 separate occasions. And she said it's important that we face each other, meaning her and her husband. She didn't want to have her back to him. So this is divine feminine, divine masculine energies coming through. Fairy energy, so she's queen of the fairies, whereas he is king of the fairies. So again, it was another indication of where part of me comes from. As I said, I'd never painted before. If I did, it was just stick people. But these faces showed up. It is known as pareidolia, P-A-R-E-D-O-L-I-A, where you put colours on a page, stand back, and faces appear. So again, tapping into this Lionsgate portal. So she's the feminine energy and he's the masculine energy. So it's a balance. So the 2 8s, one is masculine and one is feminine. And then, sometime later, I had a mentor who was going to help me with certain things in my life. And he poo-pooed my abilities. I said, oh, no, you can't use the word psychic. Oh, no, you have to do something else. And it's interesting how the universe sent him along to me because he was very religious and he sang in the church choir. And I think he was ex-military, so he was very proper about things, how things should be done in a regulated way. And then I pop up in his life and he pops up in my life. And so I thought, well, I wonder why the universe has sent him to me. So I shall tell you in part 3 if you care to join us.